Today's recipe is a snap, a ginger snap that is. The ginger snap is a wonderful combination of molasses and spicy ginger, making it an excellent holiday cookie. Best of all, they're very easy to make. For today's recipe, you will need 3/4 of a cup of butter, 1 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of molasses, 1 large egg, 2 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of ground cloves, and half a cup of sugar for rolling the dough balls in. Optionally, if you want extra spicy cookies, you may also want 1 teaspoon of ground allspice and 1/4 teaspoon of ground mace. The main flavor of ginger snaps is the combination of cinnamon, ginger, and cloves. I personally like to add allspice to any recipe that has cinnamon in it. I think it adds a nice extra flavor to it. As well, the optional mace adds a subtle nutmeg tone to the recipe. But both the allspice and the mace are completely optional. Depending on how spicy you want your cookies, feel free to dial back the spices to half the amounts. We like our ginger snaps to be extra spicy because it makes them excellent for dipping in tea or eating with milk or with eggnog. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, then line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Combine the spices with the flour and mix them together very well. Cream together the butter and sugar, then add the egg and the molasses. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix them slowly. Mix until everything is incorporated and a dough forms. Spread the half cup of sugar out on a plate, scoop your dough into balls. Then roll the balls in the half cup of sugar. Place the sugar-coated balls on a baking sheet. Optionally, you can press down on the top of the balls with a fork to give it a line pattern. Once all of the balls are formed, sugared, and pressed, place the tray into the oven and bake them for 11 to 15 minutes. When the cookies come out of the oven, they will be very tender. I like to transfer them to a cool baking sheet and let them firm up a bit for 5 minutes. Then I transfer them to a cooling rack to let them finish cooling. With the amount of butter and molasses that are in these cookies, they are very rich. And because of all of that butter and the molasses, after they have cooled, they will still be fairly tender inside. I personally like to let the ginger snaps sit out on the counter overnight. This lets them dry out a bit more and become a little bit more crispy. If you cook them for about 15 to 17 minutes instead of the 11 to 15 minutes, then the final result will be a much snappier ginger snap. The ginger snaps, spicy ginger and rich molasses make them a lovely treat at any time of the year, but especially during the holidays. With how quick and easy they are to make, I hope they will become one of your go-to cookies. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Don't forget to check out my other holiday recipe videos if you want some tasty treat ideas. Thank you very much for watching.